I'm home sick from work today, so I have time to experiment with this medium. I am here because it's easier for me to deal this way with the issues with the recent posts concerning um, Rabbi Angel's writings. And Rabbi Angel writes that uh, are many Orthodox Jews who hold dehumanizing views of other people. I feel that this is a very important point to make here, which is that there is no such thing as dehumanizing perspectives in Judaism which are legitimate. That is not the question. The flip side of that here is that Rabbi Angel dismisses the predominant viewpoint, and I'm not taking sides in this issue. If those Hirschians who believe that Rabbi Hirsch does not believe that there is a significant qualitative difference between a Jewish neshama and a non-Jewish neshama, gesundheit. Those Maimonideans who believe it that way, gesundheit. I am not taking sides actually, and trying to convince the other side of anything in this question. My point here is that let us take the, so to speak, Kabbalistic model, although it's not necessarily Kabbalistic, of there is an inherent Kedushas Yisrael, which does exist, and that Kedushas Yisrael does make a Jewish neshama something holier than a non-Jewish neshama. That still is no excuse and should never serve as an excuse for any form of discrimination, racism, and for that matter, superiority. And this is a very important point to stress, which is that even if we are elevated in a certain sense over the non-Jewish souls, we are here to be leaders, to be role models, and therefore to use our midos tovos, which are also supposed to be part of our special Rahmani by Shonim Gomri Chasodim status, in order to be able to influence everybody else, to uplift them as well. They don't have to become Jews. We believe that Umos Olam, Hasidic Umos Olam can achieve very high levels. And yes, there's including the equivalent Olam Haba to the Jews. There is a famous Yalkut Shimoni, Tan Velio, which says that Navi says that anybody ben ish, ben isha, ben eved, ben chayrin, ben yisrael, ben akum, Nachri probably says there, anybody can achieve ruach hakodesh, hakol fi rov ha'maaseh. So there is obviously in Chazal a statement that ruach hakodesh, whatever we mean by that, is something which is everybody and anybody can accomplish, whatever their station in life, whatever their gender, whatever their status as Jews or non-Jews. But that is not the point. The point is that we, obviously, does have a special mission, and to fulfill that mission, we are given certain traits and characteristics according to this view, which is not Maimonidean, not Hirschian. Now, I suspect, even according to the Hirschian and Maimonidean view, there is a unique quality which does exist in Jews. It just can be defined differently. But I'm not going to get into that right now, again, because I don't want to get into this, into a situation where I'm trying to advocate for one perspective over another perspective. But getting back to the somewhat Kabbalistic perspective, the entire first shot of Nefesh HaChaim is all about how, when a Jewish neshama does a mitzvah or an avera, it brings uplifting to the world or brings destruction to the world. The notion of sorry, I'm just stressed by something I wrote here that see here on the side, Michael Lipton writes that it's fact that people hold these views and they use Judaism to support it. Could be, but that's just because people misuse things, that's not reason to reject the concept. And I think where leaders is a supremacist ideation. I don't know what to do with that. Mamlechas Kohanim B'Gay Kodosh was a powerful statement about our role in the world. And if you think that being leaders is a problem, I really have no response to that. Yes, we are supposed to be leaders in this world, and leaders are supposed to be good people and try and make other people good people as well. Unique is not better, it's just different, Michael Lipkin writes. Everybody's unique, every group has unique qualities, yes, but we have unique quality of being leaders in the world and bringing more Kedusha and Tara and hopefully Nidos Tovos and Geula to the world, etc., etc. So getting back to Nefesh Chaim, what doesn't have to accept Nefesh Chaim? But when it's most yeshivas will go with the Nefesh Chaim because Chaim Volozhin is Taviyah yeshivas, and his thought has permeated the yeshiva world. And according to his thoughts, according to Rabbi Chaim Volozhin, again, every Jew with their mitzvahs and averos either uplifts the world, makes them holier, or wreaks havoc in the Olam. And these things have, in turn, an influence on this world as well. This is something which is miyuchad to the Jewish neshama, according to Nefesh Chaim. As he says that when Titus came to the base of Mikdash and destroyed it, so the Bas Kol came out and said, Kamcha techina tachanto, you ground up flour which was already ground. And flour, meaning that the base of Mikdash Shomalo was already destroyed. It was already destroyed by the Averos of Klal Yisrael. Therefore, but Titus did is just destroy an empty building, which is bereft of its intrinsic kedusha, which is linked to Am Yisrael's stature in the world in terms of their holiness, in terms of their achieving their purpose in this world. So, what, in my opinion, what you lack in present day Orthodox Judaism is the notion of Musar. In other words, when we saw Slanter founded in the Muslim movement because he saw that people were not acting towards other people with the refined and noble and appropriate, noble might be a bad word nowadays, oh well, the refined and noble and appropriate attitude which a leader is supposed to treat other people, whether they themselves are leaders or not, which is with the highest degree of regard, the Nigerian unconditional positive regard, regardless of station, regardless of a place in society or in the world. This is very so. Rabbi Angel, in his article, what was bothering him is not that he takes the position, which is to essentially deny Kedushat Yisrael as being a specific phenomenon, but that that's his right, but that to say that to not accept his position is intrinsically dehumanizing and intrinsically supremacist and intrinsically leads to inappropriate behavior. That is something which must be rejected, something which is very, very disturbing, something which is, as I've tried to explain right till now, untrue. Again, I want to summarize and let's almost stop this experiment. There is no reason to reject the idea of the superiority of the Jewish nation. Again, superiority is a bad word, I understand. Okay, we won't do superiority. The uniqueness of the Jewish soul, with its unique mission, with its loftiness, with its significance as being par mamlechas kohanim v'goy kadosh. There's no reason to reject that notion or to assert that notion makes us somehow intrinsically supremacist, chas v'shalom. And this is something which has to be stressed over and over again. If somebody is a supremacist, it's because of their bad midos. Chovos HaLevavos says everybody's supposed to be about an onav. How is everybody supposed to be an onav? He said everybody's supposed to look at other people as everybody else is better than themselves. How so? He says, if they're better than you, then they're better than you. It's not a problem. If they're not as good as you, so to speak, so you think to yourself, yes, but according to their potential and their station and their situation, they are accomplishing much more than I am accomplishing based on my potential, my situation, and whatever talents or skills I have received or acquired. And that applies to Jews, non-Jews, it doesn't matter who. One has to always take the perspective, and sometimes it's very difficult, but it's always take the perspective of anova, which is I'm here to serve other people, regardless of who they are.
Now, one adds like that, which is a Slobodka perspective. The Slobodka perspective, successor of Avraham Kaplan, my hero, is that Anava is not a simple thing to accomplish. There's the famous Navardiker story where two Bachim are sitting in the base medrash and saying to each other, "I am a garnish, nothing," and the other guy says, "You think you're nothing? I'm worse than nothing. I'm less than nothing." And they having this discussion, and a new Bacher comes in, and what Navardik do is Navardikers do. So he sits down and starts saying, "Oh, I'm Efes, Klum, I'm a nothing." So the one older Bacher says to the other older Bacher, "Look, he just got here, and already he thinks he's a nothing. It takes work to be a nothing. It's hard." Not only that, Rabbi Avraham says that a person to be a true Anav has to realize that he is as high as the Himalayas. He is a Mount Everest. And with all that he is a Mount Everest, to still understand that he is, his whole purpose in life is to be meshubad, to serve, and to uplift, and to benefit other people. That is how Moshe Rabbeinu's Armi Kol Adam. He understood he had all these klechos, but he understood that they were given to him for a reason, not for supremacy, not for supremacism, but rather to assist the rest of the Jewish people. And the Jewish people then given the task to assist the rest of the world in coming l'sakin olam malchushakai, to fix the world for the purpose of Kodesh Baruch Hu's malchus being recognized by everybody. Again, the Rabbi Angel can say what he wants, but to assume that people who don't hold like him are doomed to mistreat non-Jews and are doomed to commit deeds of malfeasance, that is inappropriate, wrong, and I believe inexcusable. Rabbi say, if this format seems to you that it's appropriate format, so maybe we can use it more often in the group. Kol Tuv, have a good day. Oh, I see there are more comments before I go. Okay, so I will try and address these comments. Michael Schweitzer writes, reason thinking we are leaders comes up as supremacists because some leaders subscribe to that lousy thinking. We lead a lousy military to guard its actions. We are leaders and we have an obligation with kindness and decency. We need that our personal standards must be that much higher. Absolutely, I agree. Michael Lipkin writes, you are a modern-minded, intelligent, sensitive person and are capable of integrating these ideas. If you hold them and still not act in a manner that denigrates others. A typical person cannot do this. You're thinking, I assume, held by the masses, is rested in bigotry and xenophobia. Rabbi Andrew is right in saying that holding these beliefs is a problem. Better the masses should not hold these beliefs. That is, with all respect, elitism of the highest degree. I am not an elitist. I believe that the masses can, at least the ones who are in our group, be brought to the realization that one can hold of my the ideas which I've just represented, and at the same time, Chas v'Shalom, not be a supremacist. Until Classical writes, the concept of wholly separate is extremely important in our mission for the world to be a light unto the nations. The way we should treat and relate to the other world boils down to the greatest question of all: how do we influence without being influenced? Meaning that there are 7.5 billion Gentiles, 14 million Jews. Us, our unique and separate life mission is simply the only way we can keep from being seen to the background of history, absorbed in the divided nations of the world. Those who won't, that can't believe in our uniqueness, are doomed to eventually fall for a unique mission. History bears this out. That is between Reb Zion and Reb Michael. Not getting involved in this. Okay, and what Steve Gottlieb writes, what was in the post about which cited Rabbi Angel in his ideas. It was a post which is posted by who posted it? I don't have it offhand, but you'll find it. So his Dishonest Orthodox Jews, is that possible? Was named the article. Okay, at this point, I think I've dealt with all the comments to date. Again, Rabbi said have a good day. I say Rabbi said it doesn't mean to exclude women, but that's the way, just yeshivish. I hope you forgive me for that.